So why when you look up random pictures of Jesus or you see a painting of Jesus, you see a random depiction of him anywhere? Why is it that he has this golden aura around his head or a golden halo, whatever you want to call it, around his head? Well, that's what the topic of this video is going to be. And we're going to talk about the colors of the aura, what they mean, and how to interpret them in the common auras that we see in people and the different ways to photograph it and see it. So just take a good look at these pictures first and just see all the parallels here, all these different artists, all these different people, all drawing, photographing, whatever you want to call it, painting the same thing. The golden aura around the head, right? So that's going to be the topic of this video. So let's get into the aura colors here. So gold, as you can guess, is the color of spiritual attainment. It's the color of enlightenment. It is the highest spiritual attainment color that you can get inside of your aura, right? And that's why Jesus is always depicted with the golden aura, because he represents a standard of sorts as far as like what's possible to be achieved when you live correctly moral-wise and everything else. The colors red to violet are stacked from lowest vibration at the top to highest vibration at the bottom, gold being obviously the highest vibration, right? Each respective color from red to violet, it corresponds to the 7 chakras and the 7 colors of the rainbow. I'd say the most common colors you see in most people are the first 5 colors, red to blue. Some people have purple, but it's rare. Purple is a rare color. Obviously, white and gold are obviously super rare colors. But the average person, right, is going to have something that falls between red and violet, right? And these colors, red stems from the carnal passions. It has to do with our lowest vibrational earthly desires and passions. As we move into yellow, green, and blue, that's the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat chakra. Each of these, so the solar plexus is the seat of the subconscious. The heart chakra obviously has to do with the heart, the regulation of the heart, breathe in subconscious things that go on without the conscious mind having to deal with it. Blue has to do with the throat chakra. Obviously, a lot is done there subconsciously without us having to think about it. A lot of talking is done subconsciously, right? So these colors are the common colors we see in aura because they have to do with self-expression and earthly passions, right? So as we can see, a lot of girls have blue in their aura because they're very expressive and like to be in groups and like to talk. And you'll see a lot of green for empathetic people that have big hearts, people that have active heart chakras. That just because someone doesn't have green in their aura doesn't mean they have an empathetic heart or anything. It just means the most active energy center, right? So as we can look here with some different examples, we have a few different kids, but blue, as we said earlier, is very common with women, but as you can see, these are all very distinct and different. They'll have different shades, different hues and stuff, and the darkness or lightness has to do with the different manifestations through emotion and mental states also, which is too deep to get into in this video, but here we're just taking a general look at how the aura differs person to person, right? So in the top middle, if we take a look, we see purple, red, and yellow. So what that tells us is purple tells us that they're very intuitive and that they have an active pineal gland, active pineal chakra. Red tells us that they're passionate and emotional. And yellow tells us that they're very happy, confident, and have a very active solar plexus chakra also. So the aura in the top middle obviously differs pretty greatly from all the other auras on the screen here. And this shows us how people differ person to person and how we're all slightly different from each other as far as different emotions and chakras being active will manifest different character traits in people. This is just a small example, and you can use the key earlier to extrapolate that on to other people's auras and stuff. And once you start to see these, it'll make a whole lot more sense. But here we see red, yellow, or orange, you could say, a little bit of purple, and blue on the outside. And what that can tell us, and we're looking at the upper left corner here, so what that tells us is that this person is very communicative, very passionate, and that little bit of purple shows us some active intuition there, active pineal gland a little bit. So it's a really good balance to have. Relatively healthy looking. You want to have bright colors. You don't want to have in the right, as we can see with the older woman, with the mistier colors. The mistier colors can show poor health or negative emotions, because these things start off in our light bodies and then later on manifest in our physical body, right? So what we're seeing here is the astral emotional body is what we're looking at in these colors. This astral emotional body influences our etheric double, which is below this, right? It's the thing that's closest to our body. That then influences our physical body. So if you want to learn more about what the aura actually is, see footage of the aura, learn about how scientifically it's recorded, then check out my previous video where it's titled, I believe, Proof of the Aura. And yeah, see you next time.